Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Missy and this is Rambling Rose Farmhouse. I'm really happy to have you joining me here today. So this video today is a second half to the video that I did last week. And the video last week was preparing the boards for the DIY ceiling that we're doing in the new farmhouse bedroom that we're working on. So I showed you all of the steps that we did to prepare the boards, and then today I'm going to show you how we actually put the boards up on the ceiling and finish the ceiling. So this is going to complete that project. I hope that this video will be helpful to you if you are doing projects in your home like this, and this might be something that you might want to do. Okay, so this is the ceiling we're starting with. It had sheetrock up there, and so it was insulated. We're taking all that out, and we are now going to cover it with plywood to install the beadboard on top of. And so that's some of the old ceiling boards right there. We ended up taking those down, and then we covered it with plywood. And this left part over there is where the ceiling was boxed down. It was about 18 inches lower on that part of the room than the other part of the room. So what we did is we took the box part off and we just went up to the rafters. And so it's higher now, and it's also a lot of angles to deal with. And I don't have the very beginning video. I'm not sure what happened to it, but here we are just applying the beaded board over the plywood. And the boards for the beadboard are tongue and groove boards, so we're trying to, get them tight. So we're actually putting the tongue into the groove securely and using a hammer and usually like a little piece of wood, a little piece of the beaded board to help get that in there securely without messing up other boards. And then once we get them up there, we're using an air gun to nail them up, and that made the job so much easier than if we had not had that. And I'm going to try to leave some information in the, see there's using the little board to get those boards tight in there before we nail them up. But I'm going to try to leave some information in the description box of what kind of nailer we have and all of those good things. And we're working off of scaffold. These ceilings are pretty tall, I think maybe about 12 feet, I'm not sure. But so we're working off a scaffold to do this, which is why we keep switching places because it's pretty narrow. I know it's really hard to see with that light on, it's hard to see around there, but I think this is the last board, and then we have to cut out for the light fixture. So here he's measuring to see how much he has to cut out of that next board that's going to go on there. And then he just drew it off on the board, and it's going to use a jigsaw to cut that out. So now we're putting that board up there. And again, the same thing. Have to get it tight in that groove before nailing it. And this actually went a lot quicker than we expected it to on this flat part of the ceiling. It did take a lot longer on the angled part. And that beam that you can see to the right, that was already in the room. That was part of where they had boxed that other part down. And so we just left the beam and really like the way it looks. And here's what that board looks like cut out around the little box for the light fixture. And now he's going to measure for the other side of it. And he's going to do that one a little bit different. So I wanted to show you both of the ways that you could do it. And he's taking measurements. So with the other one, he cut, you know, a semicircle out of just one board. And with this one, he decided to do it with two boards because it's a bigger cut. And so it was leaving just a really narrow little piece at the top. And he thought that it would end up breaking. So he just did it in two different boards. And he's going to fit those together on the other side. Of the round box thing for the light. So the rest of this flat part of the ceiling just continues on just like this all the way across the room. And like I said, it really went a little quicker than we expected it to. And then we got over here on the angled part, and I'm not sure if you can tell this, but that thing angles at several different places. They all come together. And it took a lot of measuring and a lot of cutting. Here's my son is cutting, and we're using a miter saw to cut those angles on the boards. And each one had to be measured individually and cut individually to get them to fit in there tight. But so that is what he's doing here. And as you can see, we're very close to being finished with the ceiling, which was a really big project in this room. And it took longer actually to do this other part of the ceiling, a little bit smaller part, than it did to do the flat part. So here's how it turned out. So please let me know in the comments what you think about it. I know this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but we really like the way it turned out. We like the fact that it's wood, but it's not so new looking. It looks a little bit older done like this. And you can see that as we put the boards up, I arranged them before we put them up so that they would be staggered as far as the colors go, because I didn't want all of the same colors together. Well, thank you for joining me today. I hope the video was helpful to you. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate all of you who watch my videos, and I hope to see you all back again next week with another video.